police have detained 6 people, including former BJP spokesperson Ashwini Upadhyay, in the alleged communal sloganeering at Jantar Mantar matter. You can see the visuals on your screen right now. This is where allegedly a group of people had gathered and they did communal sloganeering of very serious nature. Upadhyay had led a protest march on August 8th against colonial laws, he said. A video alleging from the said protest, this is a video we have, in which a few people were seen raising anti-Muslim slogans, went viral on social media, creating an uproar. Delhi police first registered an FIR against unidentified persons but later detained Upadhyay and 5 others. Ashwini Upadhyay had claimed that he doesn't know the people in the said video and police should probe the matter. On the 9th of August, Annie Raja and Shabnam Hashmi went to DCP office, Parliament Street, and filed a complaint regarding the highly objectionable gathering and communal and divisive slogan shouting at Jantar Mantar. Joining me right now is Shabnam Hashmi from Delhi. Shabnam ji, welcome to National Herald.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what was this complaint all about? What complaint did you actually make? When did you actually see the video for the first time?
See, I got the video on the same day, on August 8th. Evening, somebody sent it to me on WhatsApp. And when I saw the video, it was very obvious that it has highly objectionable and very divisive slogans against the Muslim community. And I immediately sent it to the DCP Parliament Street. And I asked him to register a case suo motu. He replied to me saying that you file a complaint and we will look into it. And because it was already late evening and I live quite far away from Parliament Street, so next morning, Annie Raja and I went with the complaint and filed it. We got it received, and asking that the culprits should be prosecuted and a case should be filed against them.
You have written an article in National Herald also some time back about how the minorities have become a very easy target in recent times. The sloganeering has become increasingly very common, and it seems that administration is not taking quick action. Did you feel that in this case also?
Yes, this is actually a very pre-planned thing, because this didn't happen only at Jantar Mantar. A few days ago, about a week ago, in Dwarka, similar slogans or highly divisive slogans were raised regarding the Hajj house land, which was allocated in 2008 and not now. So I think because of the coming MCD elections and the 2022 UP elections, Sangh Parivar is planning to polarize the population so that they don't ask the questions about the job losses. Only in July this year, 26 lakh people have lost their jobs. People don't ask questions about what happened during the pandemic and the economy going down the drain. So as usual, this is their way of polarizing the citizens, whether in Delhi or across India. And I see it as a part of that.
Do you think that otherwise BJP stands very less chance in UP elections this time? I mean, why would they suddenly wake up and want to do this?
Well, they do it before every election. Every state election, every corporation election, the national elections, this is their what is called hatyar, a weapon to always be used during elections. I don't know about whether they have a chance or not, but the fact is that UP, we have seen during the pandemic thousands of people being buried on or floating in Ganga, and how their coffins were snatched away. So there is a lot of resentment, and there should be a lot of resentment. Also, the fact that lakhs and lakhs of people have lost their jobs. I mean, demonetization onwards, the economy has been going down. So probably they don't want to take any chance, and they are the best on polarizing people. They master this art, so they are using it.
Considering an ex-spokesperson, Mr. Upadhyay was allegedly part of this video. He's claiming that he wasn't there. Um, how do you see that? One, that the fact that there's a possibility that a member of BJP, a senior member of BJP, was part of this, could have been part of this um, sloganeering, and two, the fact that he understands law, he's an important person, and he's still there. And it's clearly in the heart of the city where actually people's movements happen. In a place like that, he can stand there and raise these slogans. How do you look at this entire argument? And also, my second question is the fact that he has completely denied it now. He's saying he wasn't there. So how do you look at these?
See, the question is not whether he was there physically at that time or not. I don't know if he was there or not. That is for the police and investigation agencies to inquire into. But the fact that it was part of the same program that he organized, uh, so he is answerable to this. If it happened during his program, either the fact should have been that the program was there and the program was declared closed, which is not the case. It is the continuation of the program, and the people who are there were people who came for his program. So just saying that I was not there doesn't dissolve him from the responsibility of what happened at Jantar Mantar.
How do you look at the fact that he's an important member of BJP? He's an ex-spokesperson, and his name has been mentioned, whether he was not there or not. And what if he was actually there then?
I think there is nothing new, because in the last 7 years, we have seen not only important members of BJP, but people who have been elected, whether they're MLAs or MPs, who have been giving highly problematic statements across India. So there's nothing surprising about it, because this is the ideology which BJP and the Sangh Parivar have brought to the country, and it is their plan to convert this democratic, secular, plural country into a Hindu Rashtra, and this is part of their agenda. So there is nothing surprising. He might give any arguments, but this is the thing. I mean, similar thing, as I said, happened in Dwarka, and not once but thrice over different 3 days. Similar demonstrations, very problematic sloganeering. All that happened in Dwarka also.
So I'll ask you a direct question. Do you think this is part of BJP's culture?
It is
This kind of
definitely.
sloganeering?
Yeah, it is part of their culture. It is part of their ideology. They have reduced the minorities to second class citizenry, whether it is Muslims or Christians, and even other sections, other marginalized sections, Dalits and Adivasis and women. So the kind of attacks which are coming on various sections of the society is nothing new. And this is, of course, we have seen in India last 7 years, there have been mob lynchings, there have been all kinds of attacks. There's so many people who have been arrested for not doing what what the kind of charges which have been put on them under UAPA. So this is their both ideology and tactics, and also this is part of the agenda to not only polarize but also instill fear in the people of this country, especially the minorities.
So what kind of discussion did you have with Annie Raja when you saw this video? What discussions did you have in between friends and in your community of progressive people about this video?
Well, everyone was absolutely shocked. First of all, I did not circulate it to everyone, because I feel that a hate video, when circulated, adds to that hate. So I just sent it to Annie, because Annie lives she lives in that area, from a walking distance from the police station. And I requested her to go and file an FIR the next morning. because I thought it might not be possible for me to, because I have very hectic schedules. But Annie insisted that I also come with her. So I went, and both of us went. We were, of course, absolutely aghast at these developments happening in the center of Delhi, the capital of India. Although, again, it is not a surprise, because about a year ago, if you can burn the constitution at Jantar Mantar, then this can also happen. And such things have been happening, not so blatantly, but they have been happening in Delhi.
Thank you very much, Shabanji. As a while you leave, I must ask you also that you also had a press conference today, another press conference, and I'd quickly like to ask you about that. What did your survey actually? What were the findings of the survey?
No, no, the press conference is tomorrow, not
Okay,
today. So
okay,
we are releasing that tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and post that, I would be happy to talk about the findings.
lovely. So maybe we'll see you tomorrow again,
Yes,
and
maybe.
discuss the findings if you
Yeah,
have the
maybe,
time.
maybe not me, because we are releasing it. The actual survey has been done by scientists Gohar Raza and Surjit Singh. I think both of them would be available for a conversation with you tomorrow, post the press conference.
Lovely. So this is going to be this is a survey on how the scientific mindset has might have actually improved
Yes,
in the pandemic.
yes,
Uh,
it's about that.
th- Thank you very much, Shabnamji, for joining us. And you're watching National Herald. Please like, share, and subscribe.